let me kind of go a little tutorial on how to organize racks and everything. So how I do it is you'll need to declare weight classes because that's what we know. And it's also annoying that a lot of coaches have not done that yet. So you may want to email about this because if you don't know who they are, there's like, 10 to 12 kids who don't have a weight class for you to put down. So declare weight class by gender. And I always do, flight A is always our girls. So I would take these 105s and 114s and 123s. And I kind of count them to see if, they're about 11. And if they are, I'll put them all on rack 1. Okay, so let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 12. Perfect number. So all 12 of these girls would be on platform 1, flight A. Platform 1, flight A, and so on and forth. Okay, you go all the way down. All the way down to 123, which is right here. So that's your first one. Then I would count, again, the 132s, only 4 of them. And how many 148 girls you got? Enough to make one rack. And I would count that and I put that into platform 2, flight A. So I go through all my platforms until I have all 5 of them done, and then I go flight B, and then flight C. So in terms of like organizing your racks versus your rack groups versus what you actually have in platforms, it's easy if you just put platform 1 as like your smaller weights, so that when you organize your meet, platform 1 is only has 6 45s on it or whatever you put on there. A good thing to know is that lighter weights go faster than heavy weights. It takes less time to take weight on and off for loaders. So if you have to load up a rack, load up flight A, platform 1 with a bunch of little tiny girls because the rack will go quickly through it usually. That big unlimited group of guys, I would split that in half and cut that in half. So when you get to like the guys, and there's a lot more of them, like this unlimited group here, I would find out who is your A's and who's your B's. A's are your studs, the ones that are going to be hitting really big weight, and the B's are the ones that are not. So if you know just by looking at them, like I know Jack is an A, Kendrick is an A, and then so on and so forth. I put them all in A's, and then that's how I split the group up. So that's what Ryan and I do too for the other ones. Same thing with like 198s. We have a friggin' million of them this year. I'd cut that, if it's a big group, like 20, I cut it in half, find out who your A's are, and then find out who your B's are. And usually that is either done just by 1, I know it, or B, by openers. So if there's openers in here, it makes it a lot easier. Like the 181 is pretty big. You might want to split that up. So like you have all these here. So one thing you want to know is when you do eventually get this done, like if this is got Ollie's meet, you go to roster. This is your flight A, platform 1, and this is how many you have total on each platform. Notice how Ryan has 29, 28, 30, 24. We try to keep them as even as possible. So example, he has a 14 in this first flight. Well, the next flight, he has 10 and he has a 5. So that the 5 makes up for the lost time of the flight A. Same thing with like the C is big, but the middle one's not as big. And that is big. So you try and keep these numbers as best you can even. And again, if you have to have a rack that's really big, flight 1, your little tiny girls can be loaded up and it goes just as fast as everyone else's. I hope this helps. And sorry this long video.